Hey everyone, before this video begins, do you remember my Oddworld review from a few months back?
Now that's how you get them.
Well, you may remember that at the end of that video I mentioned a Kickstarter that was going to be funding for Oddworld plushies, and look what arrived today. That's right, I got my Munch plushie, and you can get your own too at the ESC-Toy store. Each toy is about $25 each, and if you get both, it is a total of $50. So, go into the link below if you want your plushie, and with that said, let's get on with the review. You know, you guys leave some really nice comments. I'd like to thank you all for supporting me, especially with what's been going on with "You play too many violent video games." What? You heard me. The video games you play are way too violent. What? No. And with that said, today we're playing Pajama Sam 3. Stop it. You're scaring me. If you're as old as me, you're probably the ripe old age of 22. This probably means that as a kid, your parents buy you a lot of games from a company that has great charm and quality. That company would be Humongous Entertainment. Founded in 1992, Humongous Entertainment was an edutainment game developer known primarily for their point-and-click adventures. I would honestly be surprised if you have never heard of the Spy Fox, Freddy Fish, or Putt-Putt series. They were known mostly for their great quality and the way they treated kids, making the games challenging for them and not treating them dumb like some media today. I'm sorry, oh boy. As a kid, the humongous games I usually played were the backyard sports games, which were still pretty good. However, my brother liked to play a game about a certain little superhero.
Pajama Sam!
The Pajama Sam series began in 1996, with the first release being There's No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside. The game has received critical acclaim, and it was even ported to the Wii in 2008. In 1998, 2 years later, the second installment, Thunder and Lightning Aren't So Frightening, was released. While it received positive reviews, it's been considered the most game of the series. The only other Pajama Sam game I played as a kid was the demo of the third game, You Are What You Eat, From Your Head to Your Feet. Having a bit of nostalgia for the Humongous Entertainment games and wanting to actually complete the game, I bit my tongue and bought the game on Steam. It's totally not because of YouTube or anything. So with that said, grab your pajamas and a cape. This is Pajama Sam 3. You are what you eat, from your head to your feet. That's way too long of a title. The game starts off with what Humongous Entertainment does best. There's cinematics. Sam has decided to eat 20 boxes of cookies so he can win a Pajama Sam action figure, although he only needs the box tops. With his dinner now spoiled, thank you very much Clark Kent, all of the cookies from the last box leap out and it's time to take action.
Of course, I'll need my cape.
Here is where Humongous Entertainment's genius shines through. Just clicking around the environment can bring up interesting things. Our first task is to find Sam's cape, and depending on what playthrough you do, it can be in a different spot. In fact, it's like that for everything in the game. Each playthrough you do in Pajama Sam 3 is different, offering a bit of variety to the table. Food pod. After finding Sam's cape and cornering the cookies in a closet, we're taken to a food rave. After eating a giant cake and some other snacks, Sam tells the junk food he needs to go eat dinner, and they are very offended by this statement.
Turtle!
After this, we're thrown in jail. Good job, Sam.
Tell it to the fudge.
In jail, we meet a broccoli named Florette.
I'm one of the delegates to the big peace conference at the food pyramid.
Peace conference?
Yes, delegates from all the food groups are supposed to get together to work out our differences. I represent the vegetables.
Oh, I didn't think this game would be political. We also find our first collectible, which comes in the form of a cookie box top. Honestly though, these are shockingly easy to find and the payoff isn't worth it. After a while, it was a bit annoying hearing Sam say this every 5 minutes.
Another box top. All right, a box top. Another box top.
This first puzzle is pretty simple. All you need to do is throw a bonbon at the key and use a broken candy cane to pull it towards you. Wait, why is the padlock inside the cell? Escaping the jail and arriving at the food pyramid, we meet Carrot from Pajama Sam 1. Turns out that 4 delegates haven't arrived at the meeting and Carrot wants us to find him. Normally I'd be up in arms about this, but this general seems...
War, I tell you!
Since this game isn't exactly linear, I'll be talking about each of my experiences saving the delegates separately. First up is Chuck Cheddar. I found him in the mountains stuck on a ledge, said mountains being an avalanche zone. Further up the mountain, we find Syllabus the Sage, who has 3 questions you need to answer.
I must know which fork at the table is the cheese fork. What sort of cheese is the moon made of? What sort of cheese is the best to put in a cheese sandwich?
With this knowledge, we head on our way to save Chuck. First thing I had to do was untie Sprinkles, a donut I'm pretty sure is secretly evil. And get some hot sauce to put on these fries so Gulp the Egg would eat them. I don't know how I feel about that. Sprinkles and Sam then have to enter the heart. In one of the pathways you can find a coupon for a free etiquette class. Further into the same path, we find some plumbers. We first get a ski ticket from Paper, the right plum, and then ask Frog about his lunch.
What kind of cheese do you use?
Swiss cheese, of course.
1 question down, 2 to go. On another pathway, we meet Selena and Selma Celery. Exchanging the etiquette ticket, Selma grants us the answer to another question.
Which one is the cheese fork?
The cheese fork will be the one which is brought with the cheese.
Alright guys, we are on a roll. The final question takes a bit longer to answer, however. We need to get into this observatory, but only gourds are allowed. I'll be honest, I found these characters a bit,
It's no gourds allowed.
No, that's not right. It's gourds only.
Gourds only, that's right. And, he's not a gourd, so...
So that would mean...
And that would mean no, you can't go in.
However, while these guys were talking, I was able to look at the environments more. The colors are a perfect balance with Sam with the dark greens, reds, and blues. It looks amazing and it only reminds me more why Humongous was praised for its art direction. After leaving the observatory and going down another pathway in Heart, we arrive at the beach where we have to help a comedian rearrange his joke cards. This is one of 4 mini games and it's the most simple out of all of them. Oh god, that's a bit dark, man. Doing this makes the comedian a success and we can take his old pumpkin and shoes. Dude, you don't know where those have been. Returning to the observatory and putting the pumpkin on lets us pass and we can see what the moon is made of.
100% mild cheddar. The moon is made of cheddar cheese.
And with this very important knowledge, we return to Syllabus who, in awe of our pure awesomeness, lets us blow the gigantic horn he has in front of him.
See you around, Sam.
Bye.
Finally, we rescue Chuck, who heads down to the meeting.
Oh no!
The next delegate we have to save is Pierre Le Pain.
Because pain is bred in France.
He's stuck as a prize for the test of strength at the carnival. There are so many moral and ethical questions here. Trying the actual test doesn't really lead to us actually winning, but we get a really cool hammer we can use. Before you leave this area, you should go down to the photo booth and take a picture because you're going to need it later. Going to the left leads us to a beach full of hunky cupcakes. The puzzle here is actually super simple. We need a wrench to fix his faucet, but if we ask the plumbers for theirs, well...
I haven't got a plunger.
Well, then don't touch the wrench.
If we go back to the mountains and continue past Syllabus, there is a gondola that takes us to a self-service ski booth. Looking at the ski ticket we got earlier shows us the path we need to take. The ski minigame is... okay. It's more just moving left and right, and from what I found, hitting these bumps has no real consequence. Aha! Plunger! Now we can prove we are part of the Union. Presenting the plunger to the plums allows us to take the wrench and use it on the faucet. Clicking on the hose lets us grow the cauliflower, which our lady cupcakes don't find too helpful.
Shade!
After this, the guys will go back to working out. The final step is to get on the Ferris wheel and use the hammer on the bell to free Pierre. 2 delegates down and 2 to go. Next up is bean number 47. On the way to where the delegate is actually located, be sure to give Selma the red shoes you got earlier because... Once you arrive at the factory, the foreman states he has a brand new machine called the BCS-4000, but he can't build it because he has no manual. Returning to the food pyramid, if you go to the right, you'll find the library. Giving the photo to the librarian will give us the library card. The third minigame can then ensue, but calling it a minigame is a loose term. You only need to ride these elevators and get the shining book. Just make sure you actually have a library card, because I actually found a game-breaking glitch that left me stuck until I restarted the game. Once we rent the book, be sure to pick up the free dance lesson coupon for later. Returning to the foreman and giving him the book allows him to construct the BCS-4000. This is the final minigame, and it's honestly my least favorite due to how easy and long it is. You just need to sort the beans until you have 47 sorted. After... the new delegate will go to the meeting, and all that's left is to save Granny Smith.
Smythe! That's Smythe! With a Y, mind you!
Granny Smythe can be found on the way to the plumbers, where she is trapped by dancing soda cans. To solve this puzzle, you just need to get the red shoes to Selma and give Zing the free dancing lesson you got earlier.
Hello!
Physics don't exist in any of the games I play. And with that said, all of the delegates are at the meeting, and it's just like real politics. Tired of everyone's bickering and name-calling,
Entree. Loaf.
Pablum!
Grub!
Morsel.
Sam tells them to stop and gives a speech about how certain foods are good with each other and help one another.
If there's one thing I've learned since I've been here, it's that no food is an island. All the best things to eat are made by different kinds of food working together. And that's what you should all be doing. Instead of fighting, you can work together to create new and better things. An apple, broccoli, bean, cheese, and lollipop sandwich.
I'm sorry, Sam, but that would not taste good at all. And with all the foods happy and peace being brought upon the land, Sam can finally go home for dinner.
Dinner? Oh my gosh, I forgot.
How the heck did you forget that? Overall, my time with Pajama Sam 3 was an enjoyable one. The gameplay was great, and the story was actually pretty good, especially the humor. And of course, the animation was as great as in most Humongous Entertainment games. And while this was unfortunately the last Pajama Sam 3 game to feature the original voice actor, she went out with a bang. I also want to say to not use my review as a proper guide because, like I said earlier, the game creates different scenarios each time you play. I don't know if people who haven't played Humongous Entertainment games will like this nowadays, but I can recommend it to parents who are looking for video games for their children that don't have a lot of violence. So my final rating for Pajama Sam 3, You Are What You Eat From Your Head to Your Feet, is to play it.
Yo, you mentioned the controversial topic. Politics.
I'm never gonna do a review like this again. Hello everybody, I would like to thank you for watching my review of Pajama Sam 3. A little bit different of a review, but I liked it nonetheless, and I hope you did too. I would like to remind everyone that I have both a Twitter and a Patreon, both of which you can find in the description below. I want to thank Opal for continuing to support me on there even during my little 3-month period of no videos. With that said, if you enjoyed this video, then mash that X button and up, down, left, right, BA, and have an amazing day.